Hello, my name is Tori Pittman and I am from the United States and I am here in Cagliari for Intersteno 2019.
Great, welcome. Thank you very much for being here. Could you tell me a little bit about your profession and what is your experience in this field?
Thank you for the question. I have been involved in the United States in what is called the court reporting profession. We provide the record for the courtroom and for trials. So I have done that most often, and it's more the pre-trial work, so it's private. I've done that since the early 90s, and I have begun doing some meeting work as well, a little bit with respeaking. But mostly it's deposition. I have done courtroom work, and I have done innocence inquiry commission hearings.
All right, thank you very much. And what is your education? Are you self-taught or did you follow education?
Thank you. I have a bachelor's degree in history from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. I then have an associate's degree in court reporting and captioning from Lenore Community College in North Carolina. When I transitioned from machine shorthand to respeaking, I actually am self-taught, but I do have master level certifications in both machine shorthand and in respeaking.
And it's very interesting that you have two techniques to do the same job. Can you maybe compare the two, if there are advantages or disadvantages from one to the other?
So I actually enjoy both. I'm actually physically disabled from doing machine shorthand. I developed a repetitive stress problem, tendinitis in both arms. But I live in an area where there is no problem to go from machine shorthand to respeaking. So I researched and talked to folks and figured out how to get that training. I like both of them. They both have challenges and they both have benefits and drawbacks. For machine stenography, there is much control. So what goes out of your fingers goes directly into the screen. Whereas with respeaking, one must be, especially respeaking into a mask, one must be very, very aware of how each word is going to come out. So even if I say it clearly to myself, the computer may hear a slur and give me a different output. So I don't have as much control. However, I have much more speed because I have been speaking since I was 2 years old. I'm also a musician, so I understand how to breathe and how to create the sounds and the phonemes with my lips and my teeth. So I have a little bit more experience in that regard. So I don't think one is better than the other. I think it depends on the practitioner and their skill set and how they reach their best level.
So coming back to the skills, do you think what kind of skills you already mentioned if you should maybe a stenographer or a respeaker have? For example, respeaking, you say you have to have a clear voice.
Yes.
Are there other things you should have to become that?
Yeah, so with respeaking, especially, is learning how to breathe correctly so that you have a good steady flow into the microphone. Also, keeping hydrated. One of the things that we have to do is take care of our vocal cords. So always drinking water, maybe water with lemon, being able to stay mobile, so chew your words, like practice. Like when we sing, we do our scales, something similar. Warm up your vocal cords before you go. With steno, I think more than anything, if you had a musical background, you're understanding how the ear and the hands work together, especially on something like a piano. I think that's very helpful. But for both of them, computer skills, language skills, vocabulary, punctuation, all of the things in your language, to be very, very aware of how they work and how to listen for content, because some words sound the same and you have to be able to discern meaning before it goes out to the screen.
Thank you very much. And then I have a question about, maybe it's not applicable in your situation, but the system of payment. Are you employed or self-employed or on a pay list or so?
So I am what's called a freelancer, so I contract directly with attorneys or courts And so they have in the court system a set fee, it's called a per diem. For my certification level, I get a set amount per day, and then additionally the state will pay for the transcription. For my trial work, the stuff that I do that is actually private, I contract with the attorneys and I have a set fee, and most of my clients pay within 30 days, and many will do an automatic draft in PayPal or something like that, so it's wonderful.
And then a question about the training. You said you have the training for stenography and self-taught for re-speaking. Is there currently, what is currently available in the United States? Are there organization of courses or workshops?
Yes. In the machine stenography, there are several schools, about 15 or 20 schools. Most of them are online now, but some still are brick and mortar. With the re-speaking, there are a fewer number. There are two excellent that I know of. I know the people who run them, and they get excellent turnout. They are online programs almost exclusively. I do believe the one in Georgia does have a building. Then there are people who do individual trainings. Like I will teach people how to use the software. I will not teach the speech engine per se, but if you have the software, I can teach you how to make the software better. There are workshops at national organization meetings and at state organization meetings, so it just depends on where you are affiliated and if you know someone who is a trainer. But I always recommend everyone to continue every year to get training on their software and really just to brush up and learn from other people what tips and tricks they have.
I have one final question. If there are people considering moving into this kind of work, either if it's for court or for deaf and hard of hearing or whatever kind of situation, how would you motivate them? What would you say to them? Well, this is a great or not job to do.
What I usually say is, look at all the places that I have gone. For me, it's all about meeting new people and learning new things. And so when I suggest to people this profession, I say, do you like to travel? Do you like to learn? Are you fond of computers or the English language? And if they have a yes to one or more of those, I say, have you considered doing this? Because it's a very flexible career. It's very helpful to have the opportunity of different choices. Like you can do the court work that I do, you can do the captioning work that you do, and some of them don't require nights and weekends, and some of them are just, I only work 2 hours a day and then I'm done. It really allows someone to be very flexible, and the best part of it for someone coming into this is you can say, well, you can do this for a short time, maybe while your children are little, and then once your children are older, you can transform your career into something else so that you have different options. Maybe you don't like working in court anymore and you want to try to be a captioner, then you can do that because this career allows you to.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.